I'm having doubts. Doubts about my art, doubts about YouTube, or whether I can even make it as an artist. I think as a creator and artist, having moments of self-doubt is quite normal. And it's something I wanted to address because as I've always been very transparent on my channel, filming my journey to becoming a full-time artist, that I do have moments of struggle. And actually the last couple of months were kind of a rocky road, I have to say. So today I wanted to address self-doubt and also give you tips on how to overcome self-doubt. So before I get into the tips on how to overcome self-doubt, I think I should explain why I've been feeling so much self-doubt. I think first of all, my little shop update didn't go very well. I got just about 10 orders, which I'm really grateful for. If you ordered stickers or prints, thank you so much again. But I was sort of expecting maybe, 20 orders. It's not like I was expecting thousands of orders. So that's been a little bit disappointing. Now, of course, there are reasons why my shop update didn't do very well. Maybe the timing wasn't right. I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe my promotion strategy wasn't thorough enough, or I didn't start early enough. So it's always a learning lesson, but it's also a little bit disheartening, to be honest. My second reason for having self-doubt is that my growth on YouTube has been really, really slow the last 4 or 5 months, almost stagnant. And so I know there's a lot of factors for that. Maybe in the summer people watch less videos. There's the thumbnail title thing that I can't seem to figure out. So, but yeah, that creates doubt, at least for me. That's creating doubts on, am I doing things right? Is YouTube really the right platform for me? Yeah. The third reason why I'm having self-doubt, and possibly the most important one, is I having doubts about where to take my art next, because I'm having a lot of different ideas floating in my mind and things I'd like to explore. But part of me is also kind of worried about how things will be received if I take a little bit of a departure from what I've been drawing so far. Yeah, so I'm probably overthinking things, but it's definitely creating some self-doubt. So I think it's safe to say that the reasons I'm having self-doubt come from a mix of insecurities and also sort of feeling at a crossroads of sorts. But let's just say, yeah, I felt really held back this week. In fact, I pretty much had no motivation to draw. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen that I didn't really post anything new or any work in progress in my stories this past week. And yeah, because I feel like self-doubt can really be paralyzing. So I've been looking at practical ways to overcome these moments of self-doubt, and that's what I want to share with you next. So my first tip is to journal. I think journaling can really provide that safe space where you can explore your thoughts and feelings and beliefs, and it's much more practical than just if you stay in your mind and sort of go over things in your mind. I feel like there's more chances to be stuck in there and ruminate, rather than if you put it on paper, you can get a lot more clarity. So I have a few prompts that you could try. The first one is, what would I have to believe in order to feel self-doubt? I think our beliefs inform our thoughts. And so that can be very revealing and maybe a way to get a lot of clarity. Like, do I have a belief about not being good enough, or have a fear of failure or fear of success? And how is that informing my thoughts and creating this self-doubt? Next, I would look for evidence that would challenge those beliefs. So what challenges have you faced as an artist, and how have you overcome them? And I think by maybe making a list of whether you've completed an art challenge, you've finished an important drawing in your work, you've made some important phone calls, like it can be very small things, but just find a way to rebuild that confidence can be definitely very beneficial, and kind of push away those doubts, and remembering that, oh, okay, but I might have doubts about my path right now, but I have achieved a lot, and that's something to celebrate. And like I said, just a way to rebuild self-confidence. My second tip would be to practice self-compassion. So instead of comparing ourselves to others, maybe comparing yourself to yourself and remembering how far you've come and all the little milestones you reached along the way. And yeah, remembering that this is a very unique journey. And so that's something I need to remind myself, that my journey is not going to be like anyone else's. And that's kind of the beauty of that as well, actually. And to really dig into that sense of authenticity rather than trying to fit in a mold or what's trendy or whatnot. And yeah, so remembering that it's okay to be yourself and it's okay to be unique. And actually that's kind of the beauty of just being you. My third tip to overcome self-doubt would be to kind of focus on small tasks, and also maybe experiment in a way that's private. That's something I don't really give myself much time to do that at all, to have like a private sketchbook. I actually don't have a private sketchbook, so to speak. I've been sharing everything I've made with you and with people on Instagram, because my drawing's taking so much time, and I don't know if that's kind of an excuse for me, but yeah, I haven't really given myself the time, or maybe not the permission, to kind of explore in a private sketchbook and kind of solidify these new ideas that I have for my work going forward. So yeah, focusing on small tasks, and also because that would sort of take care of that sense of overwhelm we can get when we have self-doubt, like I was saying earlier, feeling sort of held back, feeling paralyzed. So going back to spending 10 minutes doing a little drawing, especially if you're exploring maybe a new medium, or you're exploring, for me, like a new series of drawing, starting with just very small sketches, maybe 10-15 minutes carved in your day. I think that could be very helpful. My last tip on how to overcome self-doubt for today would be to surround yourself with supportive, positive people. You could maybe join a community online where you could get some constructive feedback on your art. You could ask for advice and perhaps get out of those self-doubts, because other people can help you see things in a different way, that maybe if you're just in your mind, you can get stuck in the loop of overthinking. I know that happens to me all the time. So yeah, join a art community, or even take a class. So like surround yourself with people who are interested in similar things, who can support your journey. I think could be a great way to dissipate those self-doubts and yeah, get that support system that we all need. And lastly, I would add that maybe even taking a little break from social media could be a positive thing if you're having self-doubt, because social media can be sort of a toxic space, especially if you have a tendency to compare yourself to others, or compare your work to other artists or creators. Yeah, so sometimes we all need a little headspace to kind of regroup, recalibrate, refocus on our work, and it's good to make some space. Taking a break can feel a little bit scary, but I think people who really care about your work are always going to be there. So even though experiencing self-doubt can be very uncomfortable, I can say that for sure, I feel like it's also a sign of growth and maybe going to the next level, or experimenting with new ways of creating, which could lead to beautiful new experiences. So I like to look at the positive side of things. So going forward, I really want to focus on that aspect, that this uncomfortable space I'm in is just a sign of growth, and it's going to be good. It's going to be okay. Thank you so much for watching this video, especially if you watched it till the end. I really do appreciate that. And if you have experienced self-doubt at any point in your life and have overcome those self-doubts, let me know how in the comments. I would love to hear about your experience. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you next week in a new vlog. Bye!